I still remember the moment I knew something had shifted. It wasn't a scream or a fight. It was a single text, short and oddly casual, that froze me in place. Don't wait up. I've got plans tonight. It wasn't the kind of message that would usually bother me. But that night, something about the words felt deliberate, like a warning I didn't yet understand. The party was at a mutual friend's house, a small gathering we'd been looking forward to all week. I tried to shake off the uneasy feeling as I dressed, telling myself I was imagining things. Maybe I was just overthinking. But as soon as we arrived, the little signs began. The way she laughed a beat too long at certain jokes. The way her eyes darted toward her phone every few minutes. The subtle tension in her posture that made my chest tighten. At first, I blamed myself. Maybe I'd been distant. Maybe I hadn't been attentive enough. My mind ran through every possible mistake I might have made, dissecting each moment like a surgeon. But nothing explained the sudden, electric discomfort I felt every time she touched her phone or whispered to someone across the room. It wasn't until I went to the kitchen for a drink that I noticed it. The way she leaned close to one of the guests, a man I barely knew, laughing in a way I hadn't heard from her in months. Something about it froze me, even before I fully registered what I was seeing. The warmth in her eyes when she looked at him, the softness of her laugh. It wasn't the playful intimacy we shared. This was different. My heart pounded, but I forced myself to stay calm. I told myself I was imagining things, that I was letting jealousy twist what was innocent. But then came the words, loud, pointed, impossible to ignore. She looked directly at me across the room, her tone dripping with mockery. "Oh, look at you, standing there like a child, always so serious." Her friends giggled behind her, and the sting of humiliation cut deeper than I expected. I should have been angry. I should have yelled, stormed out, demanded an explanation. But instead I smiled, calmly, too calmly, even for me. "Thank you for the reminder," I said softly, letting the words hang in the air. She froze mid-laugh, her mouth opening, then closing, as if she couldn't process the calmness in my voice. Later, when we got home, the unease followed me. I noticed missed calls from unknown numbers on her phone, vague messages she tried to hide when I asked. My mind, which had been trying to protect me, began pulling together the pieces I had tried to ignore. The late nights, the sudden changes in routine, the vague excuses about work or friends. I didn't confront her immediately. Instead, I watched, listened, and collected small fragments of truth. And then one night it fell into my lap. A text notification popped up while she stepped out of the room. Simple, innocuous looking, but enough. "Can't wait to see you tonight. Last night was amazing." My stomach twisted. My hands shook. The world I thought I knew crumbled silently around me. When I finally confronted her, it wasn't a shouting match. It was quiet, devastating. She looked at me with wide eyes, guilt flashing, then defense, then something like regret. "I didn't mean for you to find out like this," she whispered. I just... Her words trailed off, and in that silence, I realized she had no clear explanation that could fix the hurt she'd caused. The memories that once made me smile now stung sharply. The shared breakfast, the late-night talks, the small gestures of love. Every laugh, every touch, every word I thought was real now carried a shadow of deceit. I wrestled with my lingering love, with the instinct to forgive, with the deep, gnawing ache of betrayal. But in that quiet devastation, I found something else, clarity. She had made her choices, and I had to make mine. I didn't yell, I didn't beg. I simply walked away. And in that simple act, I felt the weight lift slightly, not because the pain disappeared, but because I had reclaimed my dignity. Days later, I replayed the party over and over in my mind. I remembered her mockery, the laughter of her friends, the electric tension that had pulled my stomach into knots. But I also remembered my calm reply, the moment I realized I didn't need to let her words define me. That calmness became my armor, a reminder that strength isn't always loud. It's steady, quiet, and unshakable. I don't know if she ever truly understood the damage she caused. But I do know this. Betrayal teaches you who you are when the world falls apart. And sometimes the most powerful moments aren't confrontations or shouting matches. They're the quiet decisions we make to stand up, to walk forward, and to trust ourselves again.